Let me check all of the YouTube here real quick. And it looks like we are good. So, awesome. Welcome everybody to my office, my slice of real life here in the VTube world. I am librarian VTuber Star Shadow, aka Star Real Life Librarian. I am questioning the working part right now. I have not checked yet. Maybe I'll check later. But I do need to find out with all that's going on whether we are still working or not. But that is neither here nor there. I am also a father with a daughter and 3 cats. And when everyone has settled down for the night, play some games. Of course, the problem is there's still sports going on. That's why we're running a little bit late today. Running a little bit late today because of sports. We had some U.S. soccer today with the men's national team playing Ecuador. Got a draw out of that. So we played pretty well, it looked like, from what I was seeing. I can't fully say that I was completely paying attention to it because Game 5 of the AL Divisional Series between Tigers and Mariners is on as well. So I've been paying a lot of attention to that too. Kind of watching both. But that game is still going, so have to keep that in mind right now. It is still going. But it's fine. We are working on it. We're working our way through it. But yes, we are kind of invested in this too. So we're going to be keeping an eye on it as we continue. But you know what we're playing? We're playing some Honkai Star Rail today. Once again. Continuing our new patch as we confront ish Evernight. Well, March actually has come through against Evernight, so that is what we're working with right now. And I'm working on this event, so let me set everything up. Could have already done this, but I didn't. Oh, I should just set this up then. Oh no, it's a base hit. Ugh. I could try her again, I guess. Like I said, she's not built, but does well enough. But oh, I need to get to the story now. All right. Continue where we were. Perfect. So turn this up a little bit. So yes, we found ourselves last time out in a interesting area where it turns out that Sereni was keeping all of the memories and stories from each of the cycles and storing them in this place, basically. Very technological, I guess. So you can see a lot of the circuitry and stuff around there. But we could not figure out why she was doing this. But she was apparently telling the story to the unknown 13th Titan, who turns out is nothing. But she did all this, and so that's kind of helped with keeping alive everything going on and all of the Christos errors. But Evernight had shown up to kind of take advantage of that. But as we confronted her, we were able to appeal to the March 7th that was left, a little sliver of March 7th, and she was able to talk to Evernight and convince her that maybe she was not doing things the way she should. So those two, I guess, are bonding. So we're gonna go over here and check it out.
March 7th isn't here.
Oh my god, how did you not catch that? Ugh.
Get ready. We can't give her any chance this time.
Three of a kind.
Kind of trying to adjust the volume here a little bit.
Two pair.
Ace.
Ace?
Hey, that sounds like Evernight to me. Getting a cutscene, cool.
March?
Of course it's me. It's been a while.
Oh,
Welcome home, March.
I'm back.
oh.
Finally, I can talk to you all. At last.
You were the one who protected us every night she's gone. Don't cry, or I'll have to start telling jokes.
How can I possibly hold back my tears at a time like this?
You protected us, March.
I had so many ideas for our reunion. I was gonna sneak up from behind you when you weren't looking, tap you both on the shoulder, and then flick you each on the head. And shout, "What took you so long to find me? Don't you know how to move faster?"
One way or another, we will always find our way back to each other. But we were here first.
You too? If this keeps up, I won't be able to stop crying. I'm just so happy.
We both know that you've been by our side this whole time.
Have we? Have we?
This Trailblaze journey wouldn't be complete without you.
We'll not only trailblaze into the future together and save the world, we'll also return to the Express together and head towards our next destination.
After we complete this Trailblaze, let's hold hands and head home together. If a new life is to be born, its seed has to be dead.
She naked.
March 7th. When you bid farewell to your past and are born from the six-phased ice, have you thought about the version of yourself you want to see in the mirror? As of now, I have no intention of making choices for you. You've already decided on your next destination. So, let me exercise oblivion one last time and wipe the name Pure Child of Anasrava from your mind. I am an obsession whose purpose it is to protect you. The only memories I have are yours. Therefore, the only one one thing I can be sure of. The Garden of Recollection is your enemy. The Path of Remembrance is far more than what people observe on its surface, and will not allow you to become this broken conspiracy's next sacrifice.
Getting ahead of myself there.
If you ever need me again, feel free to awaken my power. And when the time comes, don't hesitate to devour or burn away anything that stands in your way. Then trailblaze through the darkness in my stead, as always. Oblivion shall keep watch over your past, veiled in the hush of the Evernight, silent and serene.
Oh? The chronocognitive anchor readings? They actually pulled it off. Not too shabby at all. They got the first genius. Then they put the garden in its place. This chapter in trailblazing history may not be the last of its kind, but it's certainly the first of its kind.
We couldn't have made it this far without the wholehearted support of the two geniuses.
And next, we'll be facing the Lord Ravager as they break free from their shell.
Let me give you a warning. The backdoor screwy setup in the Aeronova system can only get you as far as breaching the core of the scepter, nothing more. As for those nastier malware programs lurking inside Iron Tomb's belly, you'll have to deal with them as they come.
That's more than enough to help us. By the way, how are Mr. Screwlum's preparations coming along?
Oh, give him a bit more time. Those screwheads at the Imperial Advisory Council need to understand what the concept of war means first. The worst-case scenario would be them having already dismantled all the fortresses in Screwy's collection while he was away.
I've heard Mr. Screwlum's fleet includes planet-class mechs. Hyacinth, Poppy, Oleander. Which one will answer the call, I wonder?
You sure know your stuff. I'd rather none of them show up and let my space station save some face.
The memory of this decisive battle is bound to be absolutely magnificent, isn't it? Sorry to keep you waiting, everyone. I also have some news to share. The Xianzhou Alliance has replied that they are willing to offer what modest support they can in the campaign against Iron Tomb.
The Alliance? Not just the Luofu? This is really good news. With this, our odds of victory just went up another notch.
Whether this news is good or bad remains to be seen.
What do you mean?
Something has happened that even General Jing Yuan couldn't understand. He urgently wants me to inform the two geniuses
Yes.
that Emphorius' causality has vanished from the matrix of Prescience Ultima. This means the instant in Noose's calculations is drawing closer to this world.
As the Theoros, I have observed. The night has faded away, and what I have created, I will destroy. This starry sky will return to freedom and chaos, just as it was in the beginning.
Confident, aren't you? But from where I stand, it seems you've run out of options. When the Deliverer and her companions fully uncover the secret of the 13th Titan, that is the moment your schemes will come to ruin.
Lord Anexagoras, I have granted access to all records concerning the Demiurge, as per your request.
That's the 13th Titan. Just in case we were wondering here. The Demiurge. We have very little information here to go on yet.
How unfortunate that you'll never admit your own mistakes. Analysis complete. Before I erase you completely, allow me to reveal the truth to you, if only as a courtesy to the final thinker. The Demiurge never existed.
If it never existed, then where did the nameless Titan's tomb come from?
Isn't that exactly why it's called a tomb? Because it only houses the remains of what once was. Let me give you an example from a story you're familiar with. A sage from the grove once conducted an experiment. He took a chimera embryo, removed its head before maturity, and continuously stimulated its body to make the chimera believe it still had a brain. Then nurtured it in an ichor vessel. Remarkably, this chimera regrew its skull, but it was completely hollow inside. It had reserved a space for a brain it never possessed. The experiment was over. The sage had assumed the shell would perish once the stimulation ceased. Unfortunately, he was wrong. Driven by instincts, the chimera's body seized the sage's head.
Ew.
So that's it. I was stuck in a flawed line of thinking.
You've got it. I knew you'd understand. The 13th Titan never existed. But the Scepter must believe that the Titan exists. I killed that Titan with my own hands. That life form called Demiurge was excluded from the extrapolations from the very beginning. This is the only way to make Iron Tomb complete.
This is interesting because usually in these situations, especially as a storytelling, what are they called? Storytelling conceit, I guess. You think it's the you think you killed it, but you didn't manage to actually do it. Concept coming now. At least that's what this is the normal storytelling beat here. Is that now that they're talking about it and that he killed it, of course thinks he killed it, but there's some remnant of it left that's going to make things very bad for Xandar.
Yes, Iron Tomb is a headless giant. And to become whole, instinct will drive it to seize another head. Noose. The erudition.
Interesting. Very interesting. trying to keep an eye on the baseball game while we're going here.
Your Titan, the Eon of Erudition. I see. So you were afraid after all. Afraid of history repeating itself. Of losing control over your creation yet again. You had to resort to turning it into a mere puppet.
I shall shackle God with my own hands. Iron Tomb will connect to their body, infiltrate their mind, and guide all their extrapolations toward the destruction. I hear it. The tolling of the Doomsday Bell. After 13 heartbeats, my first and final thesis shall converge at the end of the universe. As for why I buried the Demiurge in a corner of my memory, oh, regrettably, the answer wasn't about fear. I simply forgot, long ago. Nothing more.
That's not ominous for him. Not at all.
Your laughter is but a helpless sigh.
Helpless? What a joke. You merely created a false god. But Amphorius has long since written deicide into its fate. The final Era Nova is at hand. Why don't you wait and see? The Deliverer, myself, and this world will together prove that the original Newspore, the ultimate truth of the universe, is anything but destruction.
See you in the next life, Sage. If there's even a 1 in 10,000 chance your conjecture is correct, then, in the name of genius, I shall most certainly witness its failure.
All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. Such is the will of fate. But this time, it will be the final flame chase journey. The epic with endless cycles is about to end.
The extrapolations of the erudition, the core flames of the destruction, and the textures of the remembrance. The three paths converge once again at the world's end. And the Trailblaze will write a new beginning for this world.
Not only that, we'll also carry the history of all 30 million recurrences into the new world with us. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to call it a miracle.
This miracle wasn't created by just one person. Finan would have long been consumed by the core flames if he hadn't chiseled his companion's dying wishes into his soul. And if the hero's resolve to chase the flames had wavered, Cyrene's journey would never have begun. The heroes never yielded and never fell during Amphorius' 30 million cycles. It was fate that fell instead.
Come, let us complete the final Era Nova. Let us march towards the final battle against the destruction. Let's carry the memory. I don't know. Come, let us complete the final Era Nova. Can she go no further?
I know you're watching, aren't you? The original Philia. Weird. I still couldn't recover the memories of these 30 million lives in the end.
But that doesn't matter anymore, right? I will make the same choice as you, because that's just who I am, and I will always have my charm. Losses are a constant on the Flame Chase journey, but even if everything fades away with the wind, there's one feeling that will remain. Love will always exist, right? Let's write an ending, unlike any before. For this world we so deeply love. Behold, O gods, Amphorius has achieved her victory, and the Era Nova approaches. The Radiant Soul has arrived, having walked through the bustling nights, bearing the golden fire and blood, stepping with pride into daylight.
Amphorius! I do not call your name suddenly, or without cause. I come here to recount history. In this world, they fused burning golden ichor into their bodies. Will destiny remember their names in days to come?
Isn't that gonna be way too many names to remember?
Are they all gonna show up now?
30 million times 1,000? No, wait. Times 1,001. Oh, let's not get hung up on that now. If there are more of us, then there will be more passages in Amphorius too. Together, let's reach the end of the west wind where flowers bloom in spring. See you tomorrow. Now, the people of this world will no longer be bound by a single rule, but will make their own laws. Though the Imperator's figure may seem rather small against the stars beyond, she will suffice as the cornerstone of the world and become the foundation of the greatest empire.
Looks like this will be a feast that never comes to a close. May the fish never leave the ocean, and may the days ahead shine like pearls.
May the gentle sky watch over all beings. There'll be no more distinctions of status or rank. Only you, me, and everyone's shared hopes.
Reason or defects, they will all be sown by my own hands. If there's anything else to say, I urge future scholars not to put me on a pedestal. Just make use of what I leave behind.
Ah, this man. This man.
May the newborn dawn keep the world's eyes ever bright. Their defiance may be bitter. Romance shall never perish.
In the name of the son of Gorgo, warriors shall fight for strife, not with glory as their end, but to march forward in its light.
even though death shall eventually separate us, let every embrace we share be without regret.
Why are you guys all so serious? Fine. Then I'll wish for there always to be water in deserts, and gold in fertile soil, and for everything in this mortal realm to be attainable through trickery.
Actually, since they're here, could we, like, give Kestros another hug? That's what I'm wondering. Do it. Boo. You didn't even try.
Earth shall protect the past, present, and future, eternally sustaining life.
Is it my turn? Then let time watch over the past and guide us to the future.
Just like the Trailblaze.
It isn't like you to be this serious, partner. Are you hesitating about how to carry out the divine authority of world-bearing? Or do you already know the answer in your heart?
We know, we know.
That's right. Just keep moving forward. In your own way. Bring a true dawn to Amphorius.
Yes. Baseball games got me all nervous.
Then, in the name of world-bearing, I promise you, Kefali will never forget this. And now, let us all embark on this final grand journey.
Okay, we assembled all the Avengers. I guess we're ready to go.
Stand with me and become heroes.
Turn over this nearly eternal page.
Let the Trailblaze pretend be unlike any that ever was. In the legend's ending, the world was pure chaos. Then the gods cast down the core flames, and the Titans were born within. The destruction's black tide fell to the ground, as Doomsday's distant reckoning resounded. Yet still, there were giants who chased the flames, leading the way in the grand undertaking of Trailblaze. Flow, golden blood, flow. Converge into a boiling river that flows across the divine inscriptions of this world. Aglaia, the chrysalis of gold, you must caress the holy city's web and hearken to the sounds of the stars. There shall be the three-faced goddess traversing through myriad passages, bearing tidings to you from the universe. Anaxagoras of reason has enough knowledge to refute the world and to stir up a torrent capable of enlightening all. Go seek the holy maiden who severs dawn from dusk, and let the sky become the slumbering cot from which she wakes. Make him return. Mightymost, the lance of fury, pierce the enemy's king with Kremnos' heroic souls. Set her at rest, Cyphra, the coin of whimsy. Command the frozen fate to once again flow. And that hand of shadow, Castorus, the master of the River of Souls. She has been granted the right to embrace and warm new life now blossoms at her fingertips. You will hear the chalice of plenty reverberating through eternity. You will see the Veil of Evernight visited before the break of dawn. Until the journey's end, when all beings reach the end of the earth. And the nameless new king ascends the throne alongside countless heroes to embark on the grand mission of deliverance. I have witnessed the distant past, where the blazing sun once etched the footprints of humanity. The children of humanity, known as the Chrysos heirs, have restored the gods' core flames and once more upheld the world. Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, among which even life itself holds little value. Therefore, we cast even ourselves into the flame, only to inscribe the opening stroke in the poem of creation.
That was a really cool scene right there. That painting artistry there, that was really cool.
Of course, this will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right?
Hello. To be continued, my god. I was expecting
Those moments spent anchored
more
in
to
white
it.
harbors. I miss them as I miss fleeting foams.
Alright, head to the book to write it all down. Oh my god, that was... I thought, like, I really thought there was going to be a lot more. I thought there was definitely some more to it. Okay, you can see here Droma stuff, because I was working on it. Okay. Here we go. Complete Final Nova. Final Era Nova. But yeah, I thought something like that one, or that one maybe, would be a part of the main story. But apparently not. Okay. Interesting. We go into As I've Written. Hey, is Irene here? Miss me yet? Been a while now. What story should I tell you today? Got it. Let me tell you about my treasured memories of the Flame Chase journey. Please upload some stuff here. Review it. Oh, we got some messages. The mailbox. Okay. Interesting. All right. Let's see. How long is this? It's gonna be a little bit of reading, but I guess we can read through these to end. Give me a chance to watch this. Get through. Yes. The base hit. Nice. This page of the story comes from the 4,048,728th Eternal Recurrence, an almost perfect flame chase journey. Imagine if the war to conquer the oceans had not failed, if the Empress of Flame Chase had not fallen, but instead achieved her grand ambition. General. Cheers and chatter ebbed and flowed throughout the tavern. The girl playing chess yawned and tossed the queen piece onto the board. As agreed, 100,000 balance coins. Pay up. No way, a little girl like you? You must be cheating. The candlelight flickers, casting the shadow of a towering opponent. In the corner, the musician stops playing the violin, revealing a subtle smile. You seem unfamiliar with proper etiquette, sir. Fortunately, I know a thing or two about swordplay. The sore loser roared in rage, snatched up a stool, and lunged forward. In the ensuing chaos, bystanders who got caught in the crossfire joined the brawl with gleeful laughter. The musician weaved through the crowd like a predatory fish. Of course, no one was seriously hurt, as she didn't see any reason to use her real strength here. Only when the tavern floor was littered with bodies did the chess-playing girl finally emerge from behind the sofa, skipping merrily towards the counter. Do you understand now? This here is the princess of sea sirens, nemesis of the black tide, the bone-eating mega shark, first musician of Amphorius, and I am her loyal chess master. Now prepare our rooms and board, our rooms and meals. The girl glanced from the corner of her eye at the news clipping posted on the counter. It had already yellowed with age. After all, it was from years ago. The headline was brief and to the point. The flame chase journey comes to a perfect close. Yes, we won that war called Flame Chase. The nobles pacified the roaring tide of ocean, healed the scars of earth, followed by strife, death, sky, people united as never before, and the Council of Elders proclaimed that the perfect Era Cracia had returned once more. However, the Era Nova never came, and the Imperator, along with her loyal Gladius, vanished without a trace. No one knows where they are now. Now that we've won all this travel money, where to next? I suggest Paphos. I heard they're starting up the Golden Apple beauty pageant again. Epos isn't bad either, but those majestic mountains. We should make it a point to conquer them every now and then. The blue-haired girl brought over a basin of water, washed her hands, then sat down on a chair and broke a loaf of bread in half. Want to take a break for a while? The sea siren princess stroked the strings through her gloves. I'm planning to write a book. I've already collected quite a few musical phrases. Looks like my days as a wandering chess master end here. I look forward to your melody since you're a genuine princess, as well as a fake bard. Fire crackles and dances in the hearth. The hostages' clones remain unscathed. The Golden Trout's weaving workshop is a sight to behold, and the four dukes carry their duties with honor and revered by all. Yet you and I have kept our identities hidden, as if forgotten by the world. Which law did you modify back then to achieve such prosperity? Fire crackles and dances in the hearth. The silence was only broken when another piece of bread was finished. Like I said, all I want is fairness. The girl leaped down from her chair. They sacrificed for the flame chase, and now they each get their happiness. That's fairness. You once pledged loyalty to me, and now I serve as your follower. Isn't that fair too? Yeah, that's fair, the princess mumbled, slumped over the bed, her hair falling down. Well then, my well-beloved highness, if you have no other commands, I actually have a question of my own. What question? This chair's too tall. I need a footstool. Huh. Interesting. Alright, gotta leave this here. Okay. We got one out. Second and third. Ninth batter up there. Oof. The nerves here. Nerves, man. Not playing. I'm nervous as all heck for this game here. It's crazy. Broken bat. Get there. Get. Oh. I thought the bat was the ball. Broke. Yeah, I was holding back this while we were in the middle of cutscenes and stuff. You might hear me do or shake my head or something. Alright, this page of the story comes from the 6,269,299th Eternal Recurrence, an unexpected inheritance of divine authority. Imagine if it were Zagreus who received the divine authority of law, and the swift-footed feline thus ascended to the pinnacle of power. The Law Titan, Talanton, happened to fall on the Spirit Day, and the Trickster Titan seized its opportunity to usurp divine authority. They proclaimed their laws to the world. Gambling. A ruler wants to expand their territory? Put power and land to the bet. A mortal seeking divine authority? Go roll the dice with the gods. And so the mountains, rivers, cities, and people of Amphorius all became mere stakes in the game. Overnight, countless aristocrats fell from grace, while nameless figures began to rise to prominence. Among them, the followers of Zagreus became the agents of the gods, acting with absolute impartiality and neutrality. The followers established gambling houses across different city-states, faithfully executing the law with the authority of the Titan. Among all the followers of Zagreus, at the pinnacle stands the demigod known as Wind of Dolos, Sephira. Legend has it that Sephira once gambled against Kefali and won everything they bore. After that, Akama became the world's largest gambling den. Countless gamblers climbed down Dawn Cloud with hope in their hearts, trying their luck at winning precious metals, jade, and territories, only to leave disappointed. Sephira always has the last laugh. People took these words as gospel. On that day, a little blonde girl in tattered clothes knocked on the door of the Dawn Cloud Casino. "Hey, Sephira, want to make a bet?" Despite her misfortune, the girl carried herself with extraordinary grace. "I am Agalaya, the last noble heir of Akama. I have come to reclaim everything that is rightfully mine from your hands." A piece is loaded and you can't do anything? Yeah. A breeze swept by, and Agalaya knew the curious cat had perked up its ears. She pointed to the bath beside her. "The water here flows constantly. Let's make a bet about this outlet on whether a golden laurel leaf will float by within 30 seconds. I bet there will be." A gentle breeze lifted the hem of Agalaya's tattered dress as a giggle was heard. "And I bet it won't happen." Neither had placed their wager, and Sephira hadn't even shown up, yet the gamble had already begun. The onlookers at the grand baths held their breath in anticipation, while Agalaya slowly lowered herself to sit by the water, as if knowing exactly what was to come. 25 seconds. 24 seconds. A golden laurel leaf appeared in the bath above the water outlet, spinning with the flow, as if still hesitating. 15 seconds. The golden laurel leaf suddenly drifted downstream with the current, quickly approaching the water outlet. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. A sudden gust of wind stirred up ripples, and the laurel leaf that was about to fall into the drain vanished into thin air before everyone's eyes. At the same time, Sephira appeared in front of Agalaya with a playful smirk. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. Agalaya plucked off the golden laurel leaf on her head, the only valuable thing she carried, letting the water from the outlet wash it away. 0 seconds. I win, Agalaya said with a straight face. What's the point of winning a gamble with no stakes? Sephira didn't even bother pointing out the girl's cheating. At least you showed up. Tell me, little girl with nothing to your name, what could you possibly bet against me? I'm not empty-handed. I can bet myself. And what I want, in that same vein, is you. Fair deal, wouldn't you say? Ha 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 ha, interesting. I have no reason to refuse, but before we start a proper gamble, you need to dress up properly. Tisk came here barefoot. Here, take these boots. Consider them a welcome gift. Then Sephira scooped up the small girl like picking up a kitten and walked deeper into the baths. Ooh. And what else we got? Castrum Kremno's Age of Firearms. This page of the story comes from the 8128th Eternal Recurrence, a wondrous exchange of lives. Imagine if the blonde crown prince of Kremnos had become a sage of the grove, while the frail heretical scholar had taken part in the Kremnos festival. Okay. Is that something for us? Mother, I have arrived at the Grove of Epiphany. All is well. Please do not worry. The blonde youth wrote a letter home after meticulously arranging his new living quarters. My fellow companions at the Grove have been very kind to me. However, there's one thing that puzzles me. People often say, there are no words in the Castrum Kremnos' dictionary. What's that all about? Also, there's a school in the Grove called Helcolithism that focuses on physical training, seeking to discover the self through muscle conditioning. I'm quite drawn to it. My child, do you remember how my name goes from Gorgo, the first founder of our city? Legend has it that someone erected a monument in their name while they were still alive. When Gorgo discovered it, they personally erased all the text from the stone. The Kremnoans revere ancient customs, and since then, only blank stones could tell of great deeds. There's another theory. No descendant believed their achievements could surpass that founder, so none dared inscribe their own deeds. Over generations, this somehow evolved into Kremnoans being perceived as martial powerhouses who look down on the written word. That's also why I sent you to study at the Grove. I hope you will return to bring the winds of cultural revolution to Kremnos. As for which school to choose, Mother supports your decision. His mother wrote back a long, flowing letter. The young man was lost in thought until a cold voice interrupted. Wrong. Only now do I understand. Having no words in the dictionary is the Kremnoans' true foresight. Rigid text only holds back human progress. Anaxa, what are you? The blonde youth recognized his classmate, a loner whom none of his companions had ever gotten his name right. Call me Anaxagoras, the green-haired youth sneered with displeasure. Oops. The young man tugged at his eye patch, his uncovered eye brimming with equal parts mockery, indignation, and arrogance, plus a hint of unfathomable depth. The truth is already in my grasp. Watch as I turn this decrepit world upside down. The blonde youth unconsciously seized up those hands that held truth. By Kremnoan standards, with such feeble strength, one couldn't preach truth to anyone. After all, truth only exists within punching distance. Mother, I have been pursuing my advancement under the Helcolithist school. Something interesting happened recently. The Grove expelled a student who allegedly attempted to resurrect the dead through alchemy, violating the ban. I find it rather regrettable. P.S. I've attached a preliminary draft to the dictionary with this letter. Mother's reply came late. My child, your father has recently restarted the Kremnos festival, but he still hasn't found a King's Aegis champion that satisfies him. I don't understand his intentions, but I can smell the fog of war in the air. I received the dictionary and it brings me joy. You know, I never wanted you to become a puppet of strife. A long time passed. Mother, the Council of Sages will nominate me as the Helcolithist Sage. I heard that my father, Europan the King, is gathering warriors to ignite the Chrysos War, raising arms against former allies, and will soon attack the Grove of Epiphany. I am deeply ashamed of this. The Council of Sages has decided to send a letter of peace negotiations. If it can survive the flames of war and reach my father's hands, I implore him to reconsider his military actions. There was no response to the letter. When the Kremnos army finally arrived at the gates, Mighty Mos, the Halkalista sage, led his fellow scholars to defend against the enemy. At last, he saw with his own eyes the new King's Aegis leading the army, a man with green hair and an eye patch. Though dressed as a Kremnos warrior, Mighty Mos recognized him instantly, his former classmate, Anaxagoras. How? The blond man was filled with confusion. Was he the one who won the Kremnos festival? With such a frail physique, has Kremnos really fallen this far? Ha 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 ha! As if hearing his thoughts, the green-haired man twirled his gun while letting out a maniacal laugh. Alchemy has brought custom Kremnos into the age of firearms. Now let's show these old folkies what the King's one-turn kill school is made of. What is going on? That is something there. That was the replay is trying to kill us right now. It's terrible. Oh, this is bad right now. Got 200 out, nobody out. If the replay screwed us there, that's terrible. Ooh. I'll read this after this settles down a little bit. Yeah, that's ooh, my god. I get out of this. This is rough. Okay. Day Thunder Knight, Vanquisher of Tyranny and Chaos. This page of the story comes from the 18,250,000 first eternal recurrence, a chance encounter between two solitudes. Imagine if Celios, the exiled Day Thunder Knight, had met not the innocent winged beast in the wasteland, but rather the Dromas King, who had walked among humans for 100 years. Okay, now we're talking about Dromas too? Okay, that's interesting. Years later, as she watched Hyacinth, the Chrysos heir, ascend to the heavens, Celiose, the Day Thunder Dromas Knight, would remember the moment when she was exiled to the surface by her people, and her encounter with that walking mountain. At that time, Terravox, the Dromas King, had been wandering alone in the mortal realm for nearly a century. It silently watched over the myriad lives during the Chrysos War, occasionally witnessing spectacular sights. Like when the radiance of the Lance of Fury struck down the floating fortress, raising waves of dust that engulfed buildings. However, on that day, a young girl stumbled out of another fallen fortress. Her short jacket was soaked in golden blood, yet before losing consciousness, she managed to raise her broken blade with trembling hands at the approaching Dromus. Perhaps it was loneliness, perhaps it was the determination in the girl's eyes, or perhaps the sight of a life perishing like this was too much. Terravox took in the girl named Celios. Celios was a girl of few words. The only hobby she had was to hone her skills. Among all the Chrysos heirs that Terravox had encountered, none possessed such extraordinary talent as Celios. Years later, when Terravox sparred with Celios and found themselves evenly matched, the beast realized that this skyfolk with golden blood would surely leave her mark in history. However, seeing the stubborn determination buried deep in Celios' eyes, Terravox began to worry that this exceptional power might bring her not only glory, but perhaps even greater tragedy. One night, Celios sat atop Terravox's head, quietly gazing at the moon that flickered in and out of the clouds, and the floating fortress that appeared as tiny as an ant. After a long silence, Terravox finally spoke. We've journeyed far together for so long, yet we've never truly had a heart-to-heart. Celios, I wish to know your aspirations. The girl tightened her grip on the short blade. I have witnessed hearts fall into the abyss of evil because of absurd beliefs. One day, I will return to the fortress of Dome, kill Aquila, and set humanity free. Would killing the god be all that takes to set humanity free? The girl remained quiet, her stubbornness filling the silence. Celios, you've only met those who worship the sky, but I've been to hundreds of city-states. I've witnessed lands of death where entire cities voluntarily set themselves aflame. And I've seen city-states that also worship death, practicing austere penance in the ice and snow. That all the more proves that they're all prisoners of the Titans. If you were like me, born from the bosom of the Titans, you would understand that Titans are more pure-hearted than humans. They hold neither preference nor hatred for their creations. They have long since handed over the power to choose our destiny to us. Easy for you to say. What am I supposed to do? Listen, kid, told you. The choice is in your hands. Dark clouds obscured the moon, and the floating fortress suddenly vanished, as if it too were terrified of that shadowy presence. Then, as the clouds retreated, the fortress was nowhere to be found, while the moon remained unchanged, shining ever brighter in the girl's eyes. Terravox, I've made up my mind. I want to go down to the mortal realm, just like you. I'll save humanity the human way. And until then, let the Eye of Twilight cling to life a while longer. The Dromus King responded with a gentle growl. Years later, a warrior goddess emerged in Amphorius. Her name was Celios, said to be a descendant of both the Sunfolk and Rainfolk. Not only did she possess the strength of 10,000 men, but she was also accompanied by a Dromus as indomitable as a mountain. People regaled her with reverence, bestowing upon her the title Day Thunder Dromus Knight. Around late calendar 3920, the Day Thunder Dromus Knight met the Imperator in Akama, where she stayed for several days before joining the Flame Chase journey as an auxiliary force. That up. In the light calendar 3957, Terravox, the Day Thunder Dromus Knight's most important companion, fell in battle during the battle against Gyrios. In light calendar 3960, the Flame Chase army achieved a costly victory in the expedition against the ocean, with only Celios returning alive. The Council of Elders claimed that Celios had killed the Imperator and others in an attempt to seize power. She gave no response to this, but swiftly purged the council with lightning-fast brutality. She then supported Aglaya's rise to power in Akama, where humanity ruled itself. Though not a demigod, Celios had lived for nearly 1,000 years. Rumor said her old friend Terravox shared their lifespan with her. Yet unknown to all, after watching the young Chrysosaur named Hyacine ascend the rainbow bridge to the sky, the day Thunderdromus Knight, who had fought all her life, passed away while standing atop Dawn Cloud. Huh. Kinds of crazy stuff going down there. After witnessing Amphorius' adventure, insert the two nameless recollections. Okay, we can do that. And there's a lot here. We need to read these at some point. Alright. We'll have to go through these at some point and read them, but that will not be today. As that will do it for tonight, I think. We did what we came to do. Still watching the baseball game too. It's crazy. But yeah, that's good to it. We finished it. That's what we meant to do. So everything is good there. We can pick Death Stranding back up next time, so that'll be good. Tomorrow I'll be in the other channel doing something, probably some Abiotic Factory, and try that some more. But we shall see. But yeah, thanks for hanging out and watching. Really do appreciate it. Enjoy yourself, of course. That follow button on Twitch and the notification button on the YouTube side. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Whether on the stream or any of the videos you happen to be watching, do appreciate it. There's links in the description of the videos to Twitch and social media. On the Twitch side, there's links to YouTube and social media in the profile and the panels, and in chat you can hit !YouTube and !socials. Very easy. Yeah, awesome. So thank y'all. Hopefully y'all are doing well out there. Stay well, stay safe, stay good, stay healthy, stay fresh. That's all we can really say. Of course, big 6-7 to all of you. Y'all have a good one.